And welcome to Wrasslecast. This is the third podcast by myself, Pete the Metalhead, and
L4DDarkVampRaven, me. Hello there, everyone.
Yes, and we're going to be going over this week's wrestling events. Well, WWE's wrestling events, if that is, of course.
Smackdown.
Yep, and we'll start with the Raw from the 21st of April, 2014.
21st of April, yep. And then Smackdown would be the 24th or 5th, wasn't it? 25th, yeah, 25th. Yeah, so before we go into this, I will indicate that Daniel Bryan's father actually passed away, I think literally a day before, on the night of this, before Raw. So obviously the starting of Raw was kind of, that's the reason why that happened. And they kind of got him off there, and when we had, Kane kind of come in, so that was obviously kind of, I suppose, devastating for him, really, because he comes back and gets married, probably has a blinding honeymoon, and then his dad dies, so it's just like, excuse me. So do you want to start with me?
Yeah, certainly, I'll take it away. Well, as you just said, Raw starts off with the Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella promo. Stephanie McMahon comes out. And you can see, unfortunately, Daniel Bryan is kind of visibly upset, which is which is understandable.
Brie saying "love you" and that,
Yeah, and then Stephanie McMahon comes out, and I think everyone's asshole is clenched because we're all fucking worrying they're gonna put this in put this on the storyline, and it's like, please don't. I'm sure the WWE has a bit more decorum than that. No pun intended.
Don't add a death to a storyline.
But luckily, basically, Steph comes out, says a bit of shit to Daniel Bryan, and then Kane's music hits, and then it's like...
Oh, actually, I'll stop you right there.
Oh.
They did say as a wedding gift, she said that she announced that Daniel Bryan would be taking on Kane at Extreme Rules for the title in an Extreme Rules match. So, I thought that was apparently her wedding present, apparently, to them. So, and then Kane's music hits. He wasn't there. Kane comes out, basically... fucking cripples Daniel Bryan. What did he do? He tombstoned him on the stairs, on the floor, and I think he did it through the table as well. And you can tell that Stephanie's amazing acting, going, "No, Kane, please stop."
Really?
Oh my God, Kane, no. Yeah, I mean, her acting was
that annoyed the hell out of me. He's just like, it would have been so much better because she just kept chiming in every 10 seconds for about 4 minutes. It's like, "Hey, Kane.
Okay.
Kane, no. Can you stop that, Kane? No.
Yeah, could you stop that, Kane? Yeah, you stop that. Kane, could you leave my cat alone? Yeah, that's okay. Kane, no, please leave the cat alone.
Yeah, and then when he finally botches the tombstone through... Well, he didn't botch the tombstone, but the table didn't break, and it's just like...
Tables never break, man. Not anymore.
And then it's like... But look, and then Steph calls Kane a bastard.
Calls him a bastard, which is quite surprising.
Which is basically the limits of what you can put in PG, basically. So basically, there can't be any more slightly adult material throughout the rest of the night.
Because it's not actually a swear, is it? Because a bastard is actually a child, if their parents aren't married. That apparently makes them a bastard. So apparently it's not a swear. That's actually how it comes. I think that's wrong. Someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure if your parents aren't married, then that makes you a bastard before they have you. If they have you before they're married, that makes you a bastard. Apparently that's where it came from. So.
You're definitely spot on there. So that's probably how they sold it to the the TV station. It's like, we're using it in a literal sense. So I was like, oh, there you go, carry on being PG.
Exactly. So Kane was obviously also wearing his old mask and a tie like he usually did, because obviously we saw a week before he grabbed the mask and said, "I'm shit." So he does a gruesome attack, a tombstone on the floor, on the stairs, on the table. He basically fucks him up, and obviously we know right away, any true fan will know obviously that this is them trying to get Daniel Bryan to go home. Basically, they don't want him there. He's going to be at Raw actually next week as well, which is a bit odd, but this is them getting him home, and stuff like that. So Kane sells it really well considering what happened to Daniel Bryan's dad. I would like to have seen what they would have done if his dad didn't die, if they were still planning to do that, but I don't think they would have done. But yeah, so that was it was a good opening. Kane it kind of sells the match for Daniel Bryan versus Kane at Extreme Rules, which I think is going to be one probably fucking brutal match, to be honest. That's going to be really good. Hopefully, yeah. So we move on. Yeah. Unless you've got any more to say about that segment. Have you got any more?
No, it was a relatively good segment. Given that they had to obviously get Dee out of those.
Due to the sadness. But still, it still worked.
Yeah, definitely. And we go into the opening match of Raw, which was Bad News Barrett versus Sheamus in the semi-final of the IC title.
Yeah, of the IC title, yeah. And this was actually quite a fantastic match, I thought. I thought this was really good. Had some good, solid working for both of them, because obviously Sheamus and Barrett are good workers anyway. Continuous, non-stop reversals, back and forth action through the whole match. Sheamus dominated pretty much most of the match like he does anyway. Hang on, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me.
Epic.
And I think he hit the white noise at one point, and then Barrett kicks out of the white noise. Barrett comes back and ends up, I think before he ends up hitting the bro, he tags him, hits him with the ball hammer. And as Barrett goes to jump, Sheamus goes to dive out the ring, hits him with the trademark ball hammer, and Barrett went over, which was kind of a little bit shocking to me, because I honestly thought that, maybe Sheamus would go over, but yeah, Barrett went over and he won in what was probably a fantastic match, I thought. I mean, obviously you probably agree with me, yeah, so that was...
Actually, I think I'm a bit biased because it's an Englishman and an Irishman in there, so...
yeah,
good old UK.
An English Irishman walk into a bar,
that's what it sounds like. It was... Englishman and Irishman walk into a ring. This is like...
and then boom, the Englishman ends up elbowing him and wins, so... it was a good match, it was fantastic. I'm glad Sheamus didn't win anyway. I mean, Sheamus shouldn't have even been in the match to begin with anyway, or the IC title tournament, because he's supposed to be a main event there, but they're treating him as like an upper mid-carder, but I think it's just to fill the spots really, so... And of course, Bad News Barrett has been Intercontinental Champion before, with a horrible Intercontinental title run before he lost it to the Miz, and then the Miz won it back again, like the day after WrestleMania, the day after WrestleMania last year. So we move on from that, and we go on. It's to the Wyatts. The Wyatts come out on the ramp. I think this was next, and we had Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Was there any backstage stuff before this happened?
I think no. It was just like a replay of the Kane incident that happened, and then go straight into this promo, which is fucking awesome. Especially because the whole stage is blacked out, and you just have Luke Harper's and everyone's like face, with torches underneath.
And just like it looked good. It looked fucking amazing. Like whoever designs their promos is like none short of a fucking genius. So they say now everyone's a sheep. They're discussing. We did actually see before that there was a poll taking place. The main event, the WWE Universe had to vote if it was just going to be who to face John Cena, whether it would just be Luke Harper, Eric and Luke Harper, all of the Wyatt family. So Bray was discussing that, saying that it doesn't matter who wins because he was going to win anyway. Given that the people to vote for obviously Wyatt versus Cena, which was obviously going to happen anyway. So three of them win obviously. So and then he gets obviously everyone to sing "The Whole World in His Hands," which is
absolutely fantastic.
Which people actually do start singing it, and the way he responded to the people singing it was even better. So you just know there, Bray Wyatt, and I can't remember his real name, but actually he even works well off the crowd considering he's heel as well, and it's just an amazing group. The Wyatt family, I think, is one of the best heel groups we've had since the Nexus, and the Nexus could have been a hell of a lot better than what it could have been, So, but so we had that poll that came up. So we move on. Have you got any more to say? Anything to say about that? Anything more?
No, just basically all I can say about it is like Bray Wyatt promo orgasm.
Yep, essentially, Bray Wyatt equals orgasm.
Every promo, I literally have not seen a bad promo he's done.
Nah, he doesn't fuck up, does he? He doesn't botch, he hasn't fucked anything up, he just I don't know how much he rehearses before he goes out, but
even if he does botch, he uses it towards his advantage,
Yeah, he'd probably design it, cover it up or some shit. So we move on to the second match, and this was like I didn't even really watch most of this match. It was Los Matadors and El Torito versus Fiend B and Hornswoggle, and I thought, oh my god, they're doing a rematch.
Is it technically 2.5 MB or is it 3.5 MB? One or the other?
Oh yeah, 3.5 MB, 3.5 MB, something like that. So. The note here was obviously the match speaks for itself. Obviously, it was just going to be one of those typical, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this sort of thing. Pardon me.
I can't believe you did that sort of thing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm drinking water again, it's making me gassy. Obviously, the match started out, it was mainly Hornswoggle and El Torito again from their match they had last week. Posing, more taunting, more moves, not so bad moves compared to the last week in the ring. The other guys come in, they ended up doing some shit. I wasn't really paying attention mostly to this match, but I know it ends with Los Matadors doing their finisher, their signature kind of double team. El Torito jumps jumps onto Drew McIntyre, and they obviously get the win with the triple team. So you can talk about that. I don't really want to talk about a match as rubbish as this.
No, let's just say to it. I'd say. I mean, I think it's an okay jobber match. You know, it was all right. It wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. I've seen a lot worse.
Basically, it's Microphone King cough.
It's basically for those people who like 3MB. You know, like the kind of meme that's running around of like how awesome 3MB are. Or if you like Los Matadors, you know, it's.
I'll say. No, go on.
Well, basically, if you like either of those teams, it's a bloody good match to watch. But personally, I don't like or dislike them. You know, just.
Yeah, to be honest, Los Matadors are actually talented. When they first came back, they were talented as fuck. But now they've started using the ball, El Torito, like, I'm assuming obviously he's a wrestler and probably some sort of like Japanese or whatever, wherever he came from. But now they've started to use the ball more. It's a little bit more like meh. And the whole Hornswoggle thing is just kind of killing it for me a little bit, you know. Like, I know I can understand they've repackaged Epico and Primo, which is fair enough. And 3MB itself, no one really likes 3MB, man. The typical 3MB fans were like this, yeah. They don't like Jinder Mahal because simply he's the most out of place person in this group. Heath Slater's the comedian that used to job towards anyone, and everyone who likes 3MB is also a big fan of Drew McIntyre because they know that Drew McIntyre is a talented Scotsman motherfucker who shouldn't be stuck in a stupid gimmick like that. Who should be in the Intercontinental title tournament on his own away from this, you know. That's typical 3MB fans for you right there. They know that group is just like, what the fuck, you know? Seriously, it shouldn't even really be a group, really. You know, like they've just kind of instead of Jinder Mahal, you know. No offense, I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but they could have had Kurt Hawkins instead of Jinder Mahal. You know, like it doesn't work very well because the guy's what he is considering what they are, you know. And then now they've cut them down a lot. Now they boosted for 2 weeks. And now they're basically jobbers. That's all they do. They can't be happy with their job, surely. But, you know, but there we go. Rant over. You know, so... Yeah, really, yeah. So we move on. We see Limo shown backstage coming in, and obviously we all know straight away what this Limo is and what Evolution get out of it. And obviously they're all like... They look basically, you know, waistcoats. They look posh as fuck. They look like just been to a wedding. They look to like the old style of Evolution days, you know, like when they used to be about suits and women and high flying and shit like. So they get out. They look actually. Batista actually looks good for once instead of that fucking skinny jeans shirts and shit that he was wearing before. So that was kind of good to see. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just going down the job centre to pick up my wrestling check, lad, innit? Well, they had show that it was a history of Evolution, but you notice how they managed to cut out Ric Flair as much as possible. You know, he's still in a few bits of Bob.
Yeah, he's still in the scenes, but I don't think they've got no choice. I don't think they can edit it out without it looking weird. So I would have thought they would have asked Ric Flair back by now. It's kind of weird that they haven't, but you know, it's good to see them showing some of the old stuff, regardless whether Ric Flair's in it or not. You know, so we move on to Evolution. They come out, they cut a promo. Basically saying we had a video package showing of Evolution in the old days, what they used to do, how they all came about, and where they all now. Triple H again. Triple H had a really bad throat.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I had to write this down in brackets. He had a really bad voice. His voice was completely fucked, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened. He must have a cold or something. But he did actually sound funny when he was talking. So they go on saying like.
We're gonna get the Shield. Yeah, it should basically sound.
Yeah, I think that sounds better than his.
Dr. Claw from fucking Inspector Gadget. Next time, Shield. Next time.
But so Evolution go on and say what happened last week was what was best for business. And they think they do have a new saying which is on their T-shirt, and I can't remember what it is. What is it? Something you will perish.
You either adapt or you perish.
You either adapt or you perish, and they would tend to Shield that. Hang on, Shield music basically hits. Evolution leave the ring. Obviously, they don't want no part of the Shield. The Shield are angry in the ring. You know, Dean's doing all crazy. You know, I look like a schizophrenic. You know, I'm doing like, I want to fuck someone up, man. I want to fuck some shit up. You know, Roman Reigns gets on the mic and saying, you know, either way, we're gonna come fight to you if you don't come to us. So they go up to Evolution on top of the stage, and what happens? Obviously, all the heel wrestlers come out and protect them. You know, and so that was obviously like typical Evolution. You know, they're protecting themselves. Seth again says on the mic, you know, you're going to regret this because become Extreme Rules. We're going to basically make you our bitches. You know, we're going to get our hands on you. We're going to dominate you, and it's going to be a good match regardless. A shame it's not an Extreme Rules match itself. I'm hoping it does have a stipulation, but it's definitely going to be the best match.
Yeah,
so
I think the funniest thing, they kept calling Evolution cream puffs.
Yeah, that was quite hilarious.
I'll bet you anything. Next week, if Evolution or just any member of Evolution comes out, they're going to start chanting cream puffs, cream puffs, cream puffs.
Cream puffs, cream puffs. Yeah, so, but it's typical. And then Triple H again on the mic, who says that saying, what was before? What I can't remember it again.
You adapt or you perish.
Yeah, that. He said that. And obviously they had them backing off, and then obviously the promo ended after that, which was a good promo putting over, showing that we got to see the old style Evolution where they're wearing suits, waistcoats, they look posh, they look good. You know, they come out, they're backing away from the fight, they don't want to face the Shield just yet. You know, they're doing the dirty heel tactics. They've got a new saying, you know, you either adapt or you perish, you know, so we're adapting, you're going to perish at Extreme Rules. Are the Shield going to perish at Extreme Rules? They might do, but I think it's going to be a fucking good match regardless if they perish or not, you know, so, and we see a little bit more of that on Smackdown later on, how the Shield respond to that, so. Ooh.
Yeah, I saw it excellent, it was on the wrestling Reddit, there was, imagine if like the Evolution had basically become like the NWO, you know, overbloated with members, and they show like that segment of like all those men on the, you know, on the stage, you know, with Shield, Evolution and whatnot, and then they cut like a video of Evolution with like random bits of like all those heels footage.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's an okay idea, but I don't think it would work in practice. But I mean, I thought, yeah, imagine Evolution just like employ shitloads of people, and it'd be.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. It would kind of like they're going down the Nexus like sort of route.
Yeah.
I really would like to see Ric Flair back. You know, I know he wasn't like, I don't know if he's on talking terms with WWE at the moment. I'm sure anyone listening to this can tell me where Ric Flair is and why they haven't asked him to come back. But I would like to see Ric Flair. It's a shame that they haven't got him because it's, in my opinion, it's not Evolution without Ric Flair. You know, so. But they're trying to do the whole suits and women thing. They what they did before. Well, except for Triple H, he just wears the same suit he usually does every fucking week, and this week he had a fuck throat, you know. So we move on. So what was the next match? What was the next match?
It was the Usos versus the Usos versus the Rhodes Brothers.
Yes, yeah. Which, in my opinion, was quite a boring match, to be honest. It wasn't that good. You might have a different opinion to me, but I thought the match was quite boring. It was quite a shit match, to be honest. It was kind of shortish. It had really hardly any action. It was typical slow submission moves, you know. It had a bit back and forth stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think the end basically ends it with the Usos super kicking. I think it was, what did they? I think they super kicked Goldust I can't remember one of them. Cody Rhodes basically runs off in a bad mood, and I'm assuming this is now showing signs of them breaking up now. I think. Yeah. Obviously they lost, so Cody Rhodes ran off in the mood, you know, saying like, you know, obviously he's doing the whole I'm annoyed, spoiled child, which I think is going to lead to a Cody and Goldust feud, which is what everyone has been wanting to see. But so I think with now the cracks are show if the Road Brothers break up. And which was just to be expected because I didn't honestly see Goldust back for not years on end. So you know, but I forgot to mention that.
After you, yeah.
No, yeah, you go on. You go on.
Well, thank you very much. How polite of you. I think the interesting part of the match was because I wasn't watching the match so much, just listening to Ryback's commentary. Well, I say Ryback, just Ryback's commentary.
Yeah, we had Ryback.
He was actually pretty good, Mike. I gotta admit. I mean, to me, he always seems like just a completely buffling fucking muscled buffoon, but he could really tell a story on the commentary. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some more of that shit. You know, I mean, if you get seriously injured, they should definitely whack him on one of the B shows, as a commentator.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, right-backs will come in after the match. They attack the Usos, and then they both hit their finishers, proving that I think they're pushing right-backs at the moment. They've been winning pretty much all their matches, so I'm sure that's going to be leading somewhere. They might be the next. They might be the next tag team champions. It might be horrible to say that, but they might be. So.
Well, it could be interesting if they actually do something with them. Like proper turn them. Like full on heel rather than just like we like beating people up, Just, but then again, I suppose with Evolution coming back, it's not much you can do really. They're the top heels at the minute and shit. So, but well, is there anything? Do you have anything else?
I mean, top tag team heels other than the Wyatts,
So,
So we move on to
a rather painful Slam City promo.
I don't know. I didn't note that down. Was there a Slam City promo? I didn't know. I don't note everything down.
It was just Maggle Cole was just. It was so painful. It was just like, hey, it was like, you know what? All the WWE superstars have been fired. But it's in this new TV show. Come watch it now. And they show a clip of like Mark Henry getting beaten by a penguin.
Mark Henry, kind of.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen a couple of episodes in it. It's okay, but it was just.
It looks alright, but I mean, it's a good idea, but it's obviously aimed towards children.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's.
And it is, towards like people in their 20s.
There was one with Kane and Santino, which I thought was pretty funny. It was reminded me of like.
Oh yeah, when he. Yeah, he burns that one was good. I would admit that one was pretty good. I like that one.
Right about the old Celebrity Deathmatch days, PG.
Celebrity Deathmatch itself. The TV show. I used to watch that. On MTV at like 10 o'clock, 10:30. It was always great to watch. See who they booked. So.
Was it Stone Cold and Vinny who were on that shitloads as well, weren't they?
Yeah, Stone Cold and Vince McMahon actually. Yeah, they did
as well.
Vince McMahon. Yeah, they had a proper match, and I'm sure some other WWE other than Stone Cold and Vince was on there. I think The Rock might have been on there at one point as well. I don't know, I may be wrong, but I know Vince and Stone Cold was on WWE Deathmatch. I'm positive Mankind was on there as well. I'm sure Mankind was on there, and Mankind and The Rock was on there at one point. Maybe I might be wrong, but But yeah, Vince and Stone Cold were definitely on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So anyway, let's get off Celebrity Deathmatch. We move on to the fourth match, which is obviously
Layla versus Emma.
Versus Emma. Yep. Basically, when the match ended with Emma basically taking out her. Basically Emma taking out her own version of the Cobra, and then basically just strikes her, and then basically gets the win, and then Santino then basically got out his Cobra, and then they kind of made Cobra love in the ring, which was a bit good to watch. So let's move on from that. We see a promo.
Skip straight on.
We see a promo showing that Hugh Jackman. We see a promo showing that Hugh Jackman will be on Raw next week. Again, since obviously they showed when he was last on Raw, when he actually literally popped Dolph Ziggler in the fucking chin last time. I don't know if you would have been watching WWE when you saw that. Probably not.
No,
but yeah, he generally did look like he punched him properly in the fucking jaw. So obviously he's promoting his movie, which is the past of Days of Future Past or whatever, the new X-Men movie, which looks
it looks fucking great,
fucking amazing, and I can't wait for that film to come out. So hello, check.
Yep.
Hello.
Don't worry, sir. I'm still here. I was just going over my notes.
Sorry. Stop. Sorry. Hang on, stop a minute. There was some audio lag there a minute. I couldn't hear you. So okay. Right, start. So we move into the Intercontinental title tournament again. We had the fifth match, which was Cesaro. Sorry, not Cesario. Cesario sounds like something you have on your penis. Cesaro, which debated a new theme song, his own theme song now, which I think is pretty shit for the moment. To be honest, I don't quite like it. Do you like Cesaro's new song?
It's okay. I mean, it's just another basic metal chunky riff, And I'm all for metal theme tunes, but it's okay to license out some other shit every once in a while. Do something with an Eastern European flavour. God, I sound fucking pretentious.
So we see you with a new theme. He's versing RVD, which was fucking good match. So before he starts, Paul Heyman comes out and they cut a break during Paul Heyman's promo, due to, I mean, obviously it was just going to be him saying, my client breaks the streak.
Unfortunately, they didn't put the ad break over that bit.
I'm assuming people who had the network probably would have saw it. I did read on Wire onto Dirt Sheet spoiler websites that there was a reason why they put a break over his promo, but I can't remember what it was. So so they come back, and again it's more Paul Heyman again saying over and over again, my client Brock Lesnar broke the streak, you know, beat the Undertaker, whatever the fuck he says. But yeah, this was a pretty damn good match. This was completely good working between both men, because Cesaro's a good worker and so is Van Dam, you know, maybe when he's not on the weed. Back and forth between both of those. RVD was in control for most of it, but Cesaro ended up coming back with some kicks, you know, some other stuff as well. Hang on, excuse me. That's right. Cesaro goes to the end of the match ends with Cesaro going to swing Van Dam, but of course Swagger comes down with Zeb. They see eye to eye. Van Dam, Swagger comes down. Van Dam goes to jump on Cesaro, but then obviously he takes the uppercut. Gets Van Dam in the ring. He goes outside, but I think this is where, if I correct me if I'm wrong, Swagger pushes Cesaro into the post. And I think that leads to a ring out, a count out, which was a bit odd because I didn't honestly see Van Dam going over in this match, but he did. Despite the gay victory, but obviously he puts over Swagger and Cesaro, which I think will probably lead to a match at Extreme Rules at some point. So he pushed him into the post and leads to a count out. Van Dam going to win, so he's now going to the final of the Intercontinental title tournament, which truthfully I did think was a bit shit. The ending, it was a good match, but with a shit ending. But I suppose,
still, like you said, I'm still kind of shocked. I thought Cesaro was going to get this big push to the IC belt, and then
because obviously Paul Heyman, you know, raises champion, so maybe they don't want him to win it, maybe they don't want him to go down, because I mean, obviously RVD again is the return, isn't he, obviously at the end of the day, so I didn't see him sticking around that long, so that's why I didn't actually see him, winning, but so there we go. But at least it shows that if RVD does beat Bad News Barrett now, because we got RVD versus Bad News Barrett will now be in the final next week on Raw. The winner will face Big E at the Intercontinental title at Extreme Rules. So that will be obviously a fantastic match, and I can't really wait for that.
Definitely.
Swagger attacks Cesaro after the match, but Swagger gets out of the ring and goes to swing Zeb. He actually goes to swing Zeb Coulter, and it would have been fucking great if we could see that, but he didn't. Swagger saves him, and he swings Jack Swagger instead. But still, it would have been good to see if we could swing that. So now it sets up RVD versus Bad News Barrett next week in the final. So, I've talked quite much through that. So, do you want to get some words in there?
No, so you've just hit the nail on the head, basically. The ending with fucking Swagger and whatnot, I felt it was really botched. I think they could have still had Cesaro go over, but then like Swagger's attempt failed, and then then they could have the fight afterwards. But there we go. We'll see what they're going to end up doing with Cesaro.
Yeah, I mean, Cesaro and Swagger obviously have this mini feud obviously going on at the moment. I'm surprised it hasn't led to a match at Extreme Rules already. I kind of thought it would have done, but it probably might not. But it would be nice to see if it did. But I don't know, it may or may not do. So, I've not written down any backstage segments if anything happened. Was there any backstage segments after that match or anything went on?
No, just before it, there was a John Cena promo in the ring where he was, I think, was he asking the WWE Universe to vote, help him out or something like that?
Oh yeah, saying, but you can help me he did a promo saying, I think he did a promo saying, I get to face some of the Wyatts if my trust is in their hands or whoever they set to face tonight and stuff like that. So
it's pretty good. He's getting across that. He's like, holy shit, he's scared. Superman is bloody scared.
Yeah, he did say that he's admitted he was scared of Bray Wyatt. He hasn't admitted that before on the floor. So we move on to the sixth match. Come on, Mr. Donnelly, tell me what was the sixth match? What did we see next?
It was Paige versus Oksana.
The rematch, second match, which for some reason Oksana looks really brown this week compared to last week. She looks, I don't know about you, but it looked like she maybe sat under a tanning booth.
Yeah, I couldn't tell it was fake tan or tanning. Well, I tend not to
assume it was fake. That
I don't whitter away my hours judging the difference between fake and sunbed tan.
Yeah, true. I can't imagine Ixana's really had the time to go on holiday anytime soon. But yeah, I'm assuming. But she did look a little bit more brown than usual, which was, I don't know, maybe it was fake tan or not. But yeah, I mean that might just be me. Excuse me. So yeah, so again, the match wasn't bad. Went on for a bit longer than their match last week. Again, same moves, same thing. It had essentially the same stuff they did last week. But again, obviously Paige getting it with the submission hold, which is a fucking good submission hold, you know, it really is. So Paige again goes over. I don't know. I don't know who she'll have this week on Raw again. You know, there's not many divas on the roster as it is anyway. But you know, she's queuing out to face Tamina at Extreme Rules, which should be a good match. So, yeah. And speaking of that actually Paige versus Tamina for Extreme Rules does actually show, and that shows that those two are going to face off because Tamina won the Battle Royal, I think, on main event last week, to show that she was the one going to be facing it. Yeah, we got another ad that shows Cesaro. Oh yeah, if you don't watch main event, we're not going to cover that, but try and get it in every now and again. It's only 3 matches, and it's mostly jobber, but it's not too bad, you know. So, and that shows that Cesaro will be facing Swagger on Smackdown this following week as well, which actually was a really good match. So, what do we have next?
Alexander Rusev versus Hunico.
Versus Hunico, yeah, I was going to say Sin Cara, but if you want to be the funny bastard about it.
Well, I'm not being a funny bastard. Sin Cara's not with the company anymore, and it's fucking Hunico in a mask.
He's not. I know it's Hunico in a mask. Yeah, WWE.
Not that I'm decrying Hunico. If anything, he's actually a better wrestler than Sin Cara.
Yeah, he is. He's a much better wrestler than Sin Cara he is. Yeah, I mean, Sin Cara used to be great back in the day before he came to WWE, but it seems to be when he came to WWE, he went down the shitter. You know, he just went. I mean, he just botched and everything like that. Yes,
a lot more restrictions.
2-0. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so what happened? It sounded you like you exploded or something.
No, I've got the United game up. I was just viewed the score. So yeah, go on. Yeah.
Football in a wrestling podcast. Are you mad?
Yes. It's all right. Just a little update. Sorry. Yeah, we've got Norwich, so it's 2-0. So anyway, go on. Yeah. So it is a bit annoying how they just think they can just slap on a mask and just basically portray it as Sin Cara, because it's kind of unfair to a lot of the fans, a lot of the younger cast that don't obviously think it is Sin Cara when obviously it's not. But Hunico does work a lot fucking better than Sin Cara ever did, and I'm glad Hunico's at least got something, considering I'm sure Sin Cara was trying to sue WWE at one point for the title of his name and gimmick, but I'm assuming that didn't really go anywhere. So as Pete said, we've got what's Rusev. Obviously, this was a squash match, but it wasn't actually a bad squash match. Sin Cara actually did really well to fight back against Rusev, and this was probably one of Rusev's best matches on Raw since facing R-Truth. But obviously, Rusev comes back. Sin Cara tries with a jumping shit. He grabs him, does that swinging thing, boom, hits the finisher, and then obviously it's over. So, which sucks, but it wasn't a bad match overall. I did say last time on the podcast that I did want Rusev to start facing more of higher upper class people, so he's slowly getting there. It'll be good to see he'll be able to hopefully start facing better talent next time, so hopefully he will. You want to throw anything in there?
Well, they'll probably hopefully after this whole IC tournament, say if the title changes hands off Big E, maybe they'll put him in the IC title picture, hopefully.
Yeah,
that's about it. That's all I've got.
No, sorry. I was just looking for my drink. Yeah, I mean, they should do. I'm hoping that they'll do a lot with Rusev, because I mean the man is talented. So, but it depends what they do. I'm hoping they don't just squash match him for fucking weeks on end, like they do with most wrestlers, and then we just don't see him for months on end. I hope they actually do give him a proper storyline at some point. So after the match, we see that screen shows that it will be R-Truth and Xavier Woods versus Rusev at Extreme Rules, which obviously, Rusev is just going to do what Ryback basically he did and take on 2 people at pay-per-views and stuff. So I wasn't too happy about that. I mean, I could have thought they could have done something better than that, but whatever, I suppose. It's WWE for you.
Well, what's the stipulation of the match?
I don't think it has one. I just think it's just normal. Yeah, I know. It's weird. I wasn't going to say this into the next one, but yeah, we've got 5 matches booked for Extreme Rules, and only 2 of them have stipulations. This is supposed to be a pay-per-view of the night where just Extreme Rules happens. There's only 2 matches. That is that. You know, I don't know what's going on. I mean, not only does it have the worst promo, probably, of all through pay-per-view history, but, other than you saying that R-Truth in the Hell in a Cell one, but, I don't think the card is that strong as it could have been, you know, like, the card's alright, but we're not going to talk about Extreme Rules, not just yet,
yeah,
so.
that's there for next week.
That's there for next week. Yeah, we'll be next week, yeah, so tune in for that, all you listening people out there, so, we show next, I don't know if there's any segments before this, but we show next, the Joey Lawler goes on the mic and says that who's seen is going to be Finney, who won the vote, and of course, all three members of the White won, yeah, and we knew that.
Cena's gonna get his ass pounded, yeah.
Did you vote on that, by the way?
No, I didn't watch it live, unfortunately.
Okay. I couldn't vote anyway, because I don't have the network or the app, but I probably would have. Luke Harper got a pretty good vote for a single run. Luke and Eric got a measly 5% run, and obviously I think that all three of them got an 85% run, so I think every John Cena hater was obviously clearly just going to vote the Wyatt family, because, you know, they probably just want to see Bray versus John Cena, realistically, so we got the main event, John Cena versus the Wyatt family. And there's not a lot to say about this. It was kind of in my opinion, a slow but a little bit of a boring ending. Basically the Wyatt family dominated Cena pretty much through most of the match. It was pretty one-sided, you know, with Bray Wyatt dancing as well with John Cena at one point, which I thought was quite funny.
It was beautiful, man.
Them tears, man, I haven't cried that much since the Titanic, you know, but yeah, so he does that, they do a lot of good moves on him, Cena comes back, hits the AA on Bray Wyatt, but obviously the Wyatts break it up, which calls for a DQ, so the match ends in DQ, they basically kick the shit out of Cena, obviously as they would.
And then follows that just absolute fantastic fucking ending, just like getting Cena's head in his lap in the middle of the ring and just singing, he's got the whole world. And it just goes on for ages. I mean, the whole fucking annoying shtick with Paul Heyman, like, my client, you know, he just repeats it, and it just goes too long. This kind of does that. It kind of goes on a bit too long, but thing is, Bray really works with it, you know, it keeps carrying it on. It's like,
exactly,
and then he starts like, he's got the whole world. He starts like screaming a bit. And just
physically screaming,
I'm just like, oh my god. If I was gay, I'd be so wrecked right now. I'm not ashamed to admit, I was totally erect.
I thought you said erect. I didn't realise you said erect. I just realised you said erect. But yeah, I mean, everything Bray Wyatt's been doing in WWE has basically made all men stand on end and all women basically look like it's Niagara Falls down there, you know, like, it has been like, he's just such a great worker.
So we just lost all our female listeners.
Yeah, sorry, no offence to anyone. But yeah, before they do it, obviously before he does that, Bray does hit the Sister Abigail on John Cena, as Pete says, he puts him in his lap and kind of runs his fat hand over his face, and John Cena tell by his face, and he starts singing, and then overall Raw was a little bit slow in parts, but otherwise okay. It wasn't a massive blockbuster as it was like last week or the week before. As the Evolution bit, had the Shield bit, had probably Cesaro and RVD probably being the best match like of the night. So why are you breathing so much?
Me? What am I doing?
No. So I was talking to my mate. So yeah. So what do you think of Raw? Like good, okay.
I think it was an okay, just like, you know, just killing time till the next pay-per-view Raw, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It was bookended by two good bits, and the rest of it was you know, not great. Just and
it was alright. It's watchable.
To be fair, I mean, the last couple of weeks it's like the Raws after WrestleMania, so you know they're bound to like have a bad week at some point, you know.
I mean, not all Raws and Smackdowns are all brilliant, you know. I mean, they're not all like, oh my god, you know, they're making you stand up on in, like, you know, they're not all Raw after WrestleManias, you know. But sometimes, like with shows before pay-per-views and stuff, it does get a little bit slow. So we move on. What do we move on to? We move on to main event. No, I'm joking. We move on to Smackdown, the 25th of the 4th, 2014. And this was not a bad Smackdown. I watched it on Friday, and obviously you just watched it today. But I mean, so we don't even start we get the intro, which I have said before, Raw hasn't done an intro in a while. So we just get straight into Jey Uso versus Curtis Axel. You know, we just get straight into it. He's all like, Jey Uso's all pissed off at Curtis Axel, so he wants him. You know, he's like, you what? He wants a piece of him. You what, mate? You know, he wants a piece of him. A match goes on straight away. Basically starts off no entrance, it just literally starts away. It isn't a great match, obviously. It's your normal opener for Smackdown. You know, a bit of Uso. No, what? You disagree? The way your voice went,
I'm saying, oh yeah, because I mean, I thought it was an okay opener for SmackDown. It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too good, wasn't too great. Yeah, had a bit of Uso, a bit of a bit of Curtis coming back and forth. But obviously, it ends with Curtis Axel hitting his finisher which actually gets him the win, which is again more proving that Ryback are now winning more matches than they are losing. So, which I suppose in a way is just like 3-0. Yes. Sorry. So like
3-0.
Sorry, again the game. Oh. So it's good to see. It's good to finally see Curtis Axel like going. I know he's in the team. I know he's in Ryback. I know, obviously, but it's a shame he won't go solo. It's a shame he won't push on. I think he would be better solo. I think they both would be realistically. I don't really know why they're really together, to be honest. But I suppose that's what WWE does. If you know, oh look, we got Curtis Axel. He's doing nothing. Oh look, we've got Ryback. He's doing nothing. Oh look, we got ourselves a team here. Woo! You know. So, but there we go. So it moves on.
The next segment, I wouldn't say it shocked me, but I was kind of surprised. Vicky Guerrero turns up, and thing is, I read that. I mean, it may have.
Did she was leaving?
Yeah, that's the thing. She was leaving after WrestleMania, like legit leaving. Not I was like, she was going to like start up her own business firm or something like that, and it's like now she's back. I don't know if she's just doing an extra bit of like wrapping up stuff, or if she's back for good. Fuck knows. Yeah, but she turns up, and announces the 11-on-3 rematch from last week's Raw.
Yeah. I mean, I will admit, it was a bit weird because I did read that she was going to leave as well. But I mean, obviously, maybe she started to stick around before Vicky's actually in the ring. Actually, I would say that there was an Extreme Rules promo that did actually air, but again, I don't like the promo, but still, yeah. So Vicky's in the ring. Announcing that the Shield will again face a 11-man tag team match tonight, 11 people versus the Shield. So they're going obviously again like same thing they did on Raw. The Authority's just trying to get back at the Shield. You know, they're trying to be like. So what do we have in the ring? We have the Great Debate. We have Zeb Coulter and Swagger versus Paul Heyman and Tony Cesaro. I don't really get the point of what the point of this actually was. I don't really. They just said the Great Debate. I don't know what the debate was actually debating about realistically.
But I still thought it was a fun little segment nonetheless. I definitely want to see Paul Heyman and Zeb Coulter get it on. I mean, in a fight, not sex. I mean,
no, not sex.
If they want to do sex, that's fine. You know, I just don't want to see it televised.
Dude, I want to eat tonight. Just don't put down. So, that is nasty.
I mean, mustache having sex.
Oh, dude, stop. But I mean, they got 90 seconds, so Zeb Cole goes on the mic, he basically says, you'll be no one without me, Cesaro, people wouldn't even know your name, you came to me and you said, Zeb, I want you to help me, Zeb this, you was an illegal immigrant yourself, you walked across our borders, and stuff like that, so you help me. So he says his part, he goes overboard, Vicky does her usual, excuse me, shit.
That voice just great, horrible.
And of course, what does Paul Heyman do? He doesn't actually debate.
Brock Lesnar, did something. I'm not sure what it was. It was.
I just want to thank.
Did he cook the steak? No, that's not it. It's
steak.
Something.
Yeah, might have done.
Conquered the beak. No. Oh, what is it again? He kept saying it. Conquered the streak. Oh, fuck's sake. I get it. He's doing it to get a heel heat, and I was obviously working with the crowd. But fuck's sake, just stop doing it. He's done it like 3 times now. I mean, I know he's going to do it again. It's just, please, Paul. It's like, we get it. You're a bad guy. Just like big up Cesaro or something. The whole thing is about the real Americans breaking up, and you're still doing the streak bullshit. We want to hear you big up Cesaro for a fucking change.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I don't really know why Paul Heyman's doing it. I read a little bit online that Paul Heyman was like saying all this to try and tempt CM Punk into CM Quitter, like to coming back a little bit. But I mean, a little bit. I did kind of read that. I don't know whether that's true or not, but he was kind of debating him because I read again, Dud Sheet spoilers alert or Dud Sheet alert. I did read. I did read that apparently CM Punk was actually supposed to end the streak. That was a rumour that they were going to do it, but they changed their minds at the last minute to let the Undertaker do it. So I think Paul Heyman's trying to attempt him back on, you could be better than this. They basically, of course, sort of slagging off Brock Lesnar in a way. Realistically, Paul Heyman's kind of going, "Oh, WWE let Brock Lesnar end the streak, CM Punk. You need to come back now because WWE's going downhill." He's sort of maybe saying that, but yeah, I don't know why. But it could also just be Paul doing his thing, being just a typical heel and being a great guy on the mic as it is. So he just says that. And then he goes on to say, what has your client ever done? When was the last time he won anything? My client won the Battle Royal, yours didn't. Zeb Cole says some more, blah, 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 blah. And then they go nose to nose, and they just say, Zeb wants to fight him, and stuff like that, which leads on to a break. And afterwards we see Cesaro versus Swagger. Yep. And this was actually a really good match. They always do a really good match, really good solid work, really good work in between both of them. Probably the match of the night was between these two. Back and forth constantly, obviously, with these two. It ends with Cesaro hits the swing, and obviously gets the win with the neutralizer. You need to remember the neutralizer because you got that wrong the first time you said that.
I know.
So,
I've had it burning my skull since.
Yeah, exactly. So Cesaro gets obviously a clean win, which is obviously showing up. So what do we see afterwards? The Shield come down, and the
beat the shit out of Swagger.
Yeah, the Shield come down, and they basically batter Swagger. And at the moment, at first I thought, well, what the fuck is going on? But then I thought, okay, clearly what the Shield are doing is, I'm going to say that a little bit later what they're doing, but it was quite clear to most fans what the Shield are going to be doing. So they powerbomb Swagger, and they end up doing the fist thing, and they walk out. We go backstage to see a segment that Vicky is on the phone, saying what's best for business and stuff like that, and the best for business giving her the night off, and Brad Maddox is apparently taking over, which I don't mind. Brad, what's your opinion on Brad Maddox?
Well, Trinity, I was going to bring this up. I don't dislike Brad Maddox. I think if they actually just gave his on-screen character some actual power and not just be just basically entitled only general manager. But what it was weird, when I started watching wrestling again last year, and I saw he was the general manager. At first, I thought he was Eric Bischoff's son because he looks like a young, pretty Eric Bischoff.
He really does.
I was like, who's this guy? I've got to check it up. He's got to be Bischoff's son. And I was like, oh, he's not. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, did you ever see him in the rest? Did you ever see him he's a wrestler as well? He's not a bad wrestler. Did you ever see him in the wrestling days? Did you read anything about that?
I read him as a wrestler. I've not seen any of it though, unfortunately.
No, he's not bad. He's not amazing, but he's not bad. What?
I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out, man.
Go on the YouTube.
It's not too bad, Go on the YouTubes, or probably could check it out on the network, I suppose, now, if they'd have anything by him, but I doubt it they will. He's not done a lot.
Was he
used to when he...
Was he in NXT at all?
I honestly don't know. I'm not a big watcher of NXT. I do watch some NXT when I can, but I sometimes forget about it, and then I don't usually watch it once I forget about it, because I know it's on before Raw, but then I used to watch it and realised that it was kind of it wasn't really up to date. It was kind of 2 weeks behind the latest NXT, so that's why I didn't. So I usually just try and catch a stream online or something like that. So, but yeah, he did, when he first came in, he did actually do a few matches, but he hasn't really done any matches since. Since then he was actually in that Battle Royal at WrestleMania. I don't know if you actually noticed him. He was in that Battle Royal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. Go back and watch it. He was actually in the Battle Royal.
Holy shit.
I'll tell you what, I'll watch it again and I'll pinpoint for you what part he goes out. So, obviously 30 people being in there, you couldn't obviously tell. Even David Otunga was in that match as well, So, So Brad Maddox obviously takes over. Me, myself, I don't mind Brad Maddox. He's not bad on the mic. He was, when I first saw him, I thought he was terrible. I thought, oh my god, this is awful. He's not a bad wrestler, but making the GM was probably the best thing, he could have done. I think that was the best move, in my opinion. I think they could have done with Brad Maddox. So we move on to the third match, which was Tamina versus Natalya.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, this was actually okay. This was quite a good match, actually.
I don't know what it's been since WrestleMania. They seem to have actually had the female wrestlers actually, wrestle, and not the fucking models, just the models who know a couple of moves or something.
Yeah, not just like scream and go I don't know. It's like if you close your eyes, you're just watching a porn, and then boom, one of them wins, But yeah, I mean, this match wasn't too bad. Tamina took most of the match, then followed by Natalya, and then obviously Tamina again come back dominating the match. Obviously they're putting her over. They showed her winning on main event. Boom, the super kicks her, and then obviously Tamina got the win. So again, Tamina, she's not a bad wrestler. She
definitely has a bit of what would they call it? Ring rust.
I would agree.
Officially means, but basically, she seemed a bit stiff in the ring. But then again, she's barely wrestled at all in the
she's been AJ's manager for a while, so I would agree. Yeah, she did seem a bit like not on form as she could have been, but there we go. I suppose.
It'd be interesting for Extreme Rules seeing Paige go up against basically just a full out brawler, Because there's no way Paige is gonna be able to get Tamina in that submission of hers, because I mean she's
maybe
but I just mean the size comparison, because Paige is like half Tamina's size practically.
Yeah, that's true. I was kind of hoping that it would be AJ versus Paige at Extreme Rules, and it would be a submission match. I mean, I did think that that would kind of happen, but obviously she took time off, didn't she? So we may get to see that match. So, there we go. So yeah, it will be good. It'll be interesting to see what Tamina can do. I don't think she's going to win the title off Paige, but it's going to be a good match regardless whether she does or she doesn't. So yeah. So we move on. What do we move on to? You can talk about this one.
Yep, backstage we see 3-man bands get their ass fucking handed to him by the Shield in a really fucking funny promo. It's like, hey, you guys from the Shield. What? There's two of you. What are you gonna do? And then Heath Slater just turns around and he's like, oh shit. He doesn't take his gaze off Roman Reigns.
Just while they get him beaten up, he just stares at him.
Which is awesome. And then they twat Heath Slater something rotten, and then that's basically them out the later match. Yeah, them
out of the match. Yeah, so it would seem to be, if someone hadn't already, if you've watched Smackdown or if you haven't watched Smackdown, and we're filling you in. Obviously, the Shield are taking out everyone in the 11-man tag to make it, to basically, fair the rules, which is obviously a really good idea, really good writing, really good story writing. So, oh my God, it's 4-0. So. Sorry, you could probably edit that out.
It's all staying in, boy. It's all staying in.
No, okay. So we then cue, and you can talk about this one, because we both can. We cue to Bray Wyatt doing probably an amazing promo in the ring, in the cage. I would say let's just run a clip just now, just showing you all a preview of this promo, but I don't think we can do probably due to copyright. Yeah. It's a shame, but if you could just look up, if you've not seen Smackdown, Bray Wyatt, find on YouTube, Smackdown 25th Bray Wyatt promo of him in the cage. He does a creepy, amazing promo, just like, I thought it was like, oh my God, I thought it was awesome, I thought that he was talking about love, and then like he was talking about again, starts singing, talks about the match that him and John are going to have. Obviously he had a cage, the henchman leaning on the cage, saying, he's telling John not to underestimate him, he does that weird shit on the ropes, kind of looks like he's looking like he's going to make love to the ring or some shit like that. Goes to the top of the cage and then basically gets everyone to sing, and then they all sing more. It was just an awesome promo. I just thought that was put over like so well, So
yeah, they follow up with that fucking amazing cage promo with the Wyatts versus the Rhodes Brothers. Well, just Eric Rowan and Luke Harper versus the Rhodes Brothers. It was pretty decent tag match and whatnot. And Goldust as usual. Like you say, since he came back last year, I mean, I remember Goldust back in the old days. He was just an okay performer. Since he came back, I mean, he's 45 now. He's on fucking fire, isn't he? He's just zipping about the place, just fucking giving really shit.
Well. Yeah,
it's just because they won't give him any of his old risque promos, so he's got to fucking shine in the ring, doesn't he?
I don't think is he even allowed to do like the Shattered Dreams really anymore. I think he went to do it like a couple of months back, but like I'm not even. You know what Shattered Dreams is, don't you?
He puts him in legs in
the corner and kicks him in the groin. Yeah. Well, it doesn't actually kick him in the groin, but it kicks him in the thigh. But I mean, obviously, obviously he would have kicked him in the groin. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if. Someone update me in that if he's seen anyone do that, because I don't think he has. So, but yeah, so we see that match. Hang on 2 seconds. It wasn't bad. It was actually not a bad match. We had obviously domination from the Wyatts, but towards the end, the Bros Brothers came back. Cody Rhodes again and Goldust both on fire, both taking out high spots. Cody Rhodes again with a nice high-flying drop click. We saw Bray Wyatt during the match. He was doing riddles on the microphone while walking around the ring. Do you not like what you see here? You know, and stuff like that. So, but it obviously ends with Cody Rhodes went to jump on Luke throws Cody into Luke throws Goldust into the turnbuckle and hits Cody off the turnbuckle, and you can see Goldust going, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" Turns around, takes a clothesline, and then the Wyatts take the win. Yeah. So I mean, again, this is showing signs of more breakups with the Rhodes Brothers. You know, it's obviously going to be Cody's going to be surprisingly, I'd say, obviously quote marks pissed at obviously him because he obviously thinks that he knocked him off and really Luke threw him into it. You know, so. But yeah, on the whole, it was a good match. So, what do we see next? What we saw next was probably quite hilarious, in my opinion.
The Shield come into Brad Mannix backstage, and then they just twat him silly.
Yeah, they just literally they pick him up. You know, they just see whatever, they throw him into the wall, and then they take him behind the sofa. Not even sure if he probably was there. I doubt he went anywhere else. And Dean just kind of jumps over and basically looked like he starts humping him, and just punching him away, going crazy Dean. And then basically they just leave. I don't know why they decided to beat up Brad Mannix, you know, when they could have beaten up another wrestler. But you know, there we go. So we see that. Following that, we obviously see probably the worst match in history. We think we're going to see another Santino, Marella and Emma versus Fandango and Layla. And at this point, I'm going, nope, I'm not writing down notes for this because I just don't, you know.
Yeah, I was about to do the same as well. I thought, right, yeah, let's just forget. Let's not talk about this match.
I mean, I know I'm a wrestling fan. We're going to review everything, but I just can't be asked for a match that they're doing every single week. So what happens? Fandango comes out. The Shield confront him, and he takes a triple power bomb off the stage through two tables. And I thought, wow. That was pretty awesome, you know. That obviously they're taking out Fandango. I mean, Fandango didn't even look back. He didn't even look behind him as he was doing it. Usually a wrestler would look behind him, like that. He just took that spot right through two tables, and right there I thought, wow, now that's what SmackDown needs a lot more of, is like literally, you know, stuff like that. And I kind of think this was the Shield doing justice at one point, because I mean everyone's fucking sick of that match regardless, you know. It was kind of, to a degree, I thought it was good for me because I was like, yeah, okay, you know, like the Shield are fine. I know it was part of the storyline, but you know, still, there we go. But so what do we move on to next?
The main event, the Shield versus Bad News.
Actually,
sorry.
Actually, no, you do miss something out. You probably don't. Right? We do actually see Michael Cole saying that Daniel Bryan will be on Raw this week.
My apologies.
No, it's all right. No, don't.
They're really overselling the whole he's had MRI scans and
he's got a fractured neck and
he's receiving therapy, and it's like. I know you want to give him some time off for the thing, but really don't oversell that he's got a broken neck.
Oversell well, then again, he did have a brutal injury attack on SmackDown, so I suppose they got to sell it in some way.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, I suppose in some way it's good, in some way it's not.
They should have just gone a full step further. Oh, he was in a coma or something for like 3 days.
He was in a coma. Bella was sucking him off to get him back off, but it didn't really work. It's just like, we can't say that on the air. Well, why not? You're going overboard anyway, so you might as well just go stupidly overboard, you know what I mean? So we do see the Shield versus, now I counted 6. Now, Michael Cole did say that Curtis Axel was apparently found backstage KO. Now, I did count 6 out of the 11-man tag, but apparently only 5 actually came out.
Yeah, so I've got it written down here. It was Bad News Barrett, Titus O'Neil,
Ryback, Sandow, and Dario. Yeah, so that's I'll have to see your notes at some point, actually. I've not seen that. So so we obviously, like he said, we had Ryback, Sandow, Dario, Barrett and Titus O'Neil, the good ones, obviously. So this starts off like a normal tag team match. It started off really well. They got the upper hand. They obviously trying to play the numbers game on the Shield, but it doesn't work. So obviously it doesn't work. So the Shield start dominating. They start dominating the entire match. We had both Dean and Seth jump out onto them. Next thing we see is Ryback going over the ropes. Barrett and who went to leave? I know Barrett and someone else went to leave.
Barrett and Del Rio. They're like,
Del Rio. Yeah, they went to leave.
This. They walk off, and then out of nowhere, Roman Reigns just twats Del Rio on the stage, and Baddies Barrett just runs off somewhere. You don't see him again.
He just disappears, doesn't he? Yeah, I think he just disappears. So they go off. Roman meets him on the stage, hits the Superman punch or the spear, whatever he hits. So he's out. They come back in the ring. Sandel's already in there anyway. They hit Sandel with the spear, and then boom, they get the win. But then they throw Titus O'Neil in. He takes the powerbomb on the spear. They grab Ryback. He takes the triple powerbomb as well. So it was a good end. It was a very good end for SmackDown. Yeah. They put the Shield over so well that they could dominate literally 5 people. They were on fire. It wasn't a bad ending. It was really good. Roman Reigns again throwing spears left, right, and centre, and power bombs, and the whole taking out all the other wrestlers as well. And they say, "Oh, apparently the Authority are not on SmackDown this week." It's like, yeah, of course they're not. They're not going to show up at a mediocre show. They're only going to show up at Raw. It's a bit obvious, So SmackDown ended really well, and it put the Shield over so well, and I can't think that Evolution again are probably going to do something to them this week on Raw, and it's just going to be awesome to see. It really is when it comes to those two Extreme Rules. So on the whole, quoting Austin Powers there, and Raw wasn't too bad. Raw was okay. SmackDown was a little bit better this week.
Yeah, I put it on par with an okay to Merish Raw, which is
Raw was it was okay. I think it was a bit slow though. The main event was a bit shit. The rest of the segments were a bit slow as well. The Evolution thing obviously made its point, but I mean, like you said, they're not always going to have a great thing. So yeah, so there we have it, folks. This is this week's thing, and we'll be joining you literally next week. And will we be doing Extreme Rules predictions next week? Will we be doing that or talking about it?
We're doing predictions, and we'll probably have a look back at previous Extreme Rules pay-per-views. Extreme Rules / basically the April pay-per-view.
I was not told about this.
I told you about it many a time, sir. Well, the April pay-per-view that used to be called Backlash. Oh, I remember those days.
But
well, maybe not go too far back on that. We'll just discuss some of the some previous Extreme Rules that we liked and shit. Just have a little gander, and then as you say, we'll do some predictions and see how those predictions go. Because me and a friend are going to be placing some bets on the nights, because we won like £60 at WrestleMania betting on John Cena. Didn't want to bet on John Cena, but thing is, his odds were the only odds we actually fucking made any money, because all the other odds were fucking terrible. To make money, you have to have you bet ridiculous amounts.
Really? I didn't know about that. I mean, to be fair, you would have thought it would have been easy win. Obviously Undertaker's going to win, you bet that. Obviously that changed. Obviously Daniel, Triple H might win, that changed, Or obviously Batista's going to win the main event, that changed. So, a lot of people lost out on bets, So, it's just weird. So, yeah. So how much did you have to put on to bet then?
Well, we just put a £10 bet on. We chipped in £5 each because we didn't want to spend too much just in case, it backfired. But, But this time we're probably going to get a bit overzealous and waste lots of money. I'll probably just do the same thing again, like £5 on a match or something. Don't know what match though. We'll have to figure that out when we
pick an easy one where there's going to be a guaranteed winner, and just bet it. That way you can't lose realistically, I suppose. But you never know though. You might think, maybe Bray Wyatt will win this pay-per-view this week, huh? Well, I don't know. Maybe Evolution will go. I don't know. Maybe the Shield will. So you never know, really, do you? So anyway, well, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening to our probably my horrible voice and this fucker's horrible voice for the last
How dare you, good sir? My voice is exquisite.
Exquisite. Yes, it is exquisite.
You love my voice.
I love you. It is amazing. But yeah, thank you all for listening in and for taking your time out of your day for joining us for over an hour. I think it was over an hour. Anyway, for listening to our thoughts on Raw and SmackDown, we'll be back next week with more Raw, more SmackDown, Extreme Rules predictions, and I'm assuming probably the one after that we will be discussing Extreme Rules in the pay-per-view, so you will have a free star limit in the one in 2 weeks later on. So if you enjoyed, please always like the video. It helps both of us out to know if we should be doing more of these or if we're doing completely total mess ups and getting things wrong. Please tell us that as well. So
So that was me, Pete the Metalhead, and of course my lovely co-host.
Me, L4DDarkVampRaven. And we will see you next time.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Good night, folks.